Hello, I'm Dr. Eric Rasmussen, and I'm the Chief Medical Officer at Briotech. I'm here to talk to you about BrioHOCl, a new kind of disinfectant made of a very pure and very stable hypochlorous acid that's both safe and highly effective. It's particularly effective against the COVID-19 pandemic virus called SARS-CoV-2, and were entered on the EPA's List N as a validated disinfectant for COVID-19. But in addition to that virus, we also kill every infectious microbe we've ever been tested against. We're also very safe. BrioHOCl can be sprayed full strength in your eyes, full strength in your mouth, full strength on your clothes, and it will do no damage and cause no discomfort. It's registered with the EPA. We have a DUNS number and a cage code, and we're entered in the system for award management for government contracts. In our view, disinfection is an unrecognized, valuable key to a post-pandemic reopening of the global economy. Masks are important, hand washing is important, social distancing is certainly important, but disinfection is also very important. BrioHOCl is a part of one of the earliest steps in our own immune system. It kills foreign pathogens, it accelerates tissue healing and tissue repair, and it's lethal to all foreign pathogens that threaten us. No resistance in 100 years of experience has ever been documented. It is a no rinse and food contact safe disinfectant, and that's very rare in virucides. I mentioned that BrioHOCl kills every pathogen we've ever tested it against, and all of that testing has been done by an external, third-party, disinterested, independent laboratory. Here is a list of some of them. This is page 2 of 3, and you can see that we're highly effective against viruses, bacteria, molds and fungi, and even prions. Prions are malformed proteins that cause mad cow disease and cervid wasting disease in deer and Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease in humans. Very, very, very few things are effective at eradicating those proteins, and we can inactivate them right off the shelf. When looking particularly at the SARS-CoV-2 virus causing the current pandemic, the National Microbiology Laboratory of Canada documented that we killed 99.96% of that virus in 10 minutes. That inactivation experiment was replicated in Manhattan at the Human Microbiology Institute, and we found that we could eradicate the COVID-19 virus in 99.92% in 2 minutes instead of 10. Different protocol that quenched the reaction a little faster, so it turns out that the killing that's going on is happening very rapidly. Not many people are particularly familiar with disinfection, although we've all learned something in the pandemic. And here's a matrix that shows just how effective BrioHOCl is at a very long list of things that no other individual disinfectant can equal. It's also very affordable. I mentioned that it's safe. This is a retrofitted biowarfare decontamination shower, and that's me standing in a dense fog that at its peak made it difficult for me to read my watch or read my phone. And I stayed in there breathing a 100% fog of BrioHOCl until it wasn't interesting anymore, and I probably came out healthier than when I went in. With BrioHOCl being a disinfectant that's that safe and yet that effective, it's important to recognize the breadth of the possibilities. Protecting home and office, protecting berries and fruits, protecting office spaces and stadiums, and protecting first responders and ambulances and emergency rooms. And of course, protecting yourself in your home, on your hands. And you should recognize that Brio was not originally designed for pandemic disinfection. It was built for burns and wounds. And I'm going to show you a couple of fairly aggressive images just to show what's possible just with Brio HOCl. Here's a friend of ours that face planted on his bicycle. Bad day, but he elected to use only Brio HOCl for his therapy. He sprayed it whenever he wished on his face in the course of the day, and you see the progress. Remarkable healing. Here is a kitchen accident that went very badly deep into the muscle at the base of the thumb, and with nothing except Brio and Band-Aids, you can see that there is very clean healing, no sign of infection, and a very little scarring. And here's a kitchen burn that unfortunately we didn't get to photograph until almost a week after the injury. But this was again somebody familiar with Brio HOCl, somebody who recognized that it would be enough, even though as a physician I might not have counseled quite like that at that time. But that was before I knew as much as I know now. That injury that was full thickness now resulted in something that is a minimal scar, despite having been a full thickness burn. Brio is produced in two large factories, one in Chicago, one in Seattle. It is a very rigorous electrochemistry process unique to Brio, and the Briotech process is capable of being miniaturized. We're aware that there are many places in the world where we cannot ship Brio HOCl because it's fundamentally as heavy as water, and water is very expensive to transport. So we have invented a method for generating only a little Brio HOCl each day, but in the same box we put water purification and we put communications. So that's called a WISH machine, the World HOCl Initiative for Sustainable Health. The people pictured there are Dan Terry, the inventor of Brio HOCl's electrochemical process, and his wife, who has been with him for about 30 years, Cindy. The Brio WISH is important because it allows Brio to be produced where it's needed and not transported at almost impossible expense. It becomes very inexpensive to use clean water and clean salt and electricity to generate HOCl, and that can be done almost anywhere. When there's an opportunity, we can talk further about the fact that there is no rinse needed after disinfection. There's no personal protective equipment required while using Brio HOCl, and work can continue while a Brio fog keeps a place disinfected and smelling good. It smells like a clean swimming pool. It's also important to recognize that inside these boxes, we recognize that there's been something like a community center designed into this. Not only can we produce a world-class disinfectant that's safe and highly effective, and in fact used in Ebola clinics in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but also from this same box we can produce large volumes of clean drinking water, extra electrical power, and internet connectivity where there might otherwise not be any. We already have WISHes deployed in multiple nations, and we can talk further if you like about what's happening in India, what we're doing in Madagascar, what we're doing in Botswana, and as I mentioned, what we're doing in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We have had a lot of partners as we've moved forward, and we thank each and every one of them, particularly the NIH and its work publishing our work on prions that they did at the Rocky Mountain Laboratories of the NIH and at the University of Manitoba for their work on our evaluation of the effectiveness of Brio HOCl against the pandemic virus. If you have any questions at all, please get in touch with me. That is my email address and my personal cell, and I'd welcome the chance to hear from you.